Secretary Priti Patel also said it was illegal to leave the UK for a holiday, and people would now have to explain why they were travelling abroad. Our transport correspondent Caroline Davies has more details.
The UK's borders are not closed. This was Heathrow Airport last Friday. Travellers are still permitted for some reasons like essential work, education and medical treatment. After weeks of increasing travel restrictions, the government has announced it will bring in quarantining in hotels for some.
We will introduce a new managed isolation process in hotels for those who cannot be refused entry, including those arriving home from countries where we have already imposed international travel bans. They will be required to isolate for 10 days without exception.
The policy will include those travelling from high-risk countries, including Portugal, all of South America and many countries in Africa. Existing restrictions mean that only UK and Irish nationals and those with residency in the UK can travel from those countries at the moment. They'll be taken directly from the airport to government-provided accommodation, and quarantine will last 10 days. Passengers will need to pay the cost themselves. Scotland and Wales have said they will follow the policy, but want the government to go further.
While the Scottish Government will initially emulate the UK Government's steps on enhancing quarantine arrangements, we will be seeking urgently to persuade them to go much further and indeed to move to a comprehensive system of supervised quarantine.
The Home Secretary also announced that anyone leaving the UK in the future will need to provide a declaration of the reason they're travelling. Introducing hotel quarantine is a logistical challenge. Thousands of people are still coming into the country every day, and airport hotels like this one imagine they'll be some of the first to offer quarantine measures. But they still have plenty of questions for the government about how it will work. Aurora hotels have thousands of rooms next to major UK airports.
We've looked at the guidance in New Zealand, Australia and Hong Kong, and they have different nuances on what is required and different levels of government involvement. So really we need to get to the detail. In terms of rooms availability, we have them straight away.
For those still in the countries on the list, the announcement is worrying. Carolina went to visit her family in Brazil in November, and she's worried about getting home.
I wouldn't be able to afford staying in a hotel for 10 days. It would be too much. So I'm still very lost.
There's no date from the government on when this policy will come in or how long it could last, leaving the travel industry and potential travellers wondering about the summer and weighing up the cost of being shut in a hotel room. Caroline Davies, BBC News.
Now, the European Union says